Well, hey everybody, welcome back. It's Angel Tuccy from the Need a Guest Network, and you know that we love helping connect podcast hosts with guests and guests with podcast guests with hosts and hosts with guests. Well, we have an incredible opportunity for you today. Everybody say hi to Dame Lady Jen Duplessis. Yes, she is a dame. She has been, well, I guess you haven't been knighted, you've been damed. It's like the same
Well,
thing.
knighted. Yeah, men get knighted and become sir. We get knighted and become dame.
Okay, so she has been knighted. I had the right word. I had the right word
You
there.
sure did.
I am so excited to talk with Jen today because of what she is starting brand new, kicking off something super exciting, very needed in the marketplace, especially when it comes to the world of podcasting. You guys know, like you've heard all the things. You should be a guest on podcasts because it elevates your brand, elevates your credibility, gives you exposure, and introduces you to potential clients. I am here to tell you that all of the things that they're telling you about being a podcast guest are true. That is exactly what the potential is by being a guest on somebody else's platform, being in front of your trusted audience every single week, in front of a brand new audience. Encourage you, if you haven't already plugged into our Need a Guest Facebook community, it's free. We host podcast hosts every single day, invite them to share what they are looking for. It's free exposure for your show, but it's also a great opportunity to find some incredible guests just like Jen and all of the great things that she is pulling up. I'm going to give you her quick little bio, and then we're going to dive into this new exciting announcement, this great
Yeah.
program that she is kicking off that I just cannot be more thrilled for. So,
Yeah.
officially, Lady Jen Duplessis is a globally recognized voice in media, podcasting, and business scaling. She is the host of three, not one, not two, three top ranked podcasts: Mortgage Lending Mastery, the longest running podcast in the mortgage space at 14 years, right? I mean, when nobody was podcasting, this woman was innovating and leading the way, and she still loves it, which is so exciting. She also hosts Business on the Vine, which is her streaming TV show reaching over 350 million homes worldwide. And she hosts Success to Significance, Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. She's also the former host of the inspirational TV series Tell Me I Can't, which I think is also the same name of your best-selling book, if I'm
One of
correct.
my books. Yeah.
One of her books, right?
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
of. She has over 40 years in finance, over $400 million in revenue generated. Lady Jen is known as the scaling architect, and she's helped more than 8,000 entrepreneurs create companies with her simple five-step hustle to harmony system. That powerful system and fun method helps business owners 3x their revenue while saving 5 times of your time. That's amazing. She does that so that you can serve your clients at the highest level while enjoying more freedom and fulfillment, right? We didn't get in business just to create a job, but
I
to
hope
create a
not.
lifestyle, right?
Right. I hope not.
That is what this
Yeah.
incredible
Yeah.
program offers. So she brings unmatched media expertise and leadership to her certified podcast guest program. You heard that right. Becoming a certified podcast guest, equipping professionals to stand out, build powerful business relationships, and increase profits through broadcasting. That's the official lowdown on Lady Jen. Let's dig in really deep and have a really fun conversation today. I'm so excited you're here.
I'm excited I'm here. I'm excited you're here. And you know, I love you, Angel, and I love spending time with you. Always love spending time. We don't get it very often, so we have to savor it.
Right. And, and we've been doing a little bit more of that this year. I'll tell you, I've
Yeah.
shared stages with Jen. We've traveled together. We've attended a lot of the same events. And what's funny is we've been in the same room. We've spent hours together in the same rooms, but it really wasn't until just recently we started connecting and going a little deeper and really finding out who is the woman behind all of this
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
And I really, and I think I've had a couple conversations with people recently. They've come to some of your events. I'm like, ah, I just love Jen. Like I always knew I loved Jen, but I love Jen. Like the more I
Oh,
get to know her, and you are kicking off something really exciting. We kind of highlighted it, the
we
Certified
did.
Podcast Guest Program. But
Uh-huh.
before we dig into that, you have three shows, a lot. Give us some words of wisdom. Like, how is it that you can manage all of this, what you are doing? I know you practice what you preach, but girl, how do you keep it all together?
Yeah, I don't know. It's habits. I mean, really, I wish I had some magic answer, but one of the things that I teach my clients in, my elite business course, which contains hustle to harmony, those 5 steps, because that was my story, right? That was my story. I was in hustle and I said enough, and I wanted to go to harmony, and I found, the mechanism to do that, and I just blasted my volume and my income and my time. It was just exciting to do it, but I had to learn how to do it, and I run 4 businesses. 3 are 6 figure. I'm sorry. Yeah. 3 are 6 figure and one is 7 figure. And, but I'm not there all the time.
Mhm.
Right. So it's the habit that I've created, and boy, it's been but trial and error too, because, when you first start off as a podcast host, you want to meet everybody you can. You just want to have all kinds of interviews, but I've had to put some boundaries around that. Not interview everybody, have a pre-interview process. Only I've done all kinds. I'll tell you what, I've done all kinds of things where I'm just going to interview for a week and then not interview for months. I'm going to interview for this show on this day, or this show on this week, and that show on this week and this week. I mean, I've tried it all. I've tried it all. What I have now works, but it's only because I have 3 shows. So what works for you, you're
Right?
just going to have to trial and error it. I wish I had the magic bullet, but I don't. I don't. But task switching is one of the, and hat switching is one of the worst things you can do in your business. So whether you're being a guest, or whether you are a host, try to put that into a contained box. And I know it's difficult
Right.
because, some hosts will only do the interviews on Monday and Tuesdays. And if you're a guest, you're like, well, I only do guesting on Wednesdays. So someone's going to have to give,
Right.
right? Make exceptions, right? Make exceptions. Yeah.
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. You keep offering different things because you're seeing the demand in the marketplace. You started with the
Big
one
time.
show,
Yeah.
saw what people were needing, added that second show, saw there was a demand for the other. And even when I chatted with you recently, you're like, Angel, I see all of these people going out and being a guest, and everybody's being told, go and be a guest. You were a guest. We're all being
So
told
true. Yeah.
to go and be a guest, but it's not that simple, is it? To go and be a
No.
guest.
No, I don't think it is. And I mean, well, for someone starting off, right, as a novice guest, yes, it is something that is a little more challenging, to figure out what's the best mechanism for me. Because I've been doing it for so long, I haven't had that issue. Like I have to turn people away because I could just spend my time doing here guesting, and I have other things to do that I love, right, to do. But the thing is, and it doesn't matter. And again, novice guesting doesn't mean you're a novice in business. It could be you've had your business for a really long time, and now it's another revenue stream that you want to inject into your business. And I hope you heard me, right? Somebody say revenue stream, right?
Type that in the chat,
Revenue
right?
stream. Put revenue stream in the chat, right? Because this isn't another avenue to get more exposure. It's another revenue stream, and by doing that, you get exposure.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Did you put that math equation
That's
together?
that's the shift. That's the shift in this. It's I used to say, I'm not going to do well, I still say it. I don't do anything for FOMO. I only do it for promo, right?
Ooh, mic drop right there.
Yeah. And so I made the decision, like, I don't need to be on every single podcast. I don't need to be on every single stage just because I think I'm going to miss out. It's more that, hey, is it an opportunity for me to promote my business? Is it an opportunity for me to meet other people that I can help promote their business, and vice versa? Or is it an opportunity for me to be in the audience of my client if I'm
Oh,
not on stage, right? So I make those decisions before I decide to do anything.
I know even before you meet with somebody, even when we would meet, like, what's our intention for this call today?
Oh,
What
I
do
did, didn't I?
Yeah, right. What do we want to get out of it? And
Yeah.
I think so often, we don't have a goal. We're like, oh, I should go and be a guest. It sounds
Just
like
be on
fun.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Just to
Next.
go. And so if having a good intention, knowing the direction, is it for FOMO or for promo? And the answer right now is it can absolutely be for promo, right?
Yeah.
And actually a little bit of both, but
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure, you've interviewed tons of guests, right? You have, three top ranked shows. You reach over 350 million homes. You've definitely seen how podcasting can open doors. What would you recommend, or what would you say to somebody who is going to be a guest on a show? What do you think makes someone a truly great podcast guest, in your opinion?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what we're going to be teaching in the certification, right? What makes you the best guest? And there's a couple of other things I want to talk about there too, but engaging is one, right? You've got to be engaging. I've interviewed somebody. I've been on over 1,500 podcasts, so and I have them all tracked, right? So that'll be something we're going to teach people, right? Uh, but being engaging. I had someone where I said, I'll give you a silly example, like, today's Tuesday, don't you think? And they
It might
just
not be a Tuesday when that person listens.
well, yeah, or okay, that was a bad example.
Oh, oh,
You think I think people should get their priorities straight, don't you think? And the response was
oh.
nothing, nothing. Right? So I never released that podcast because that happened over and over and over
Oh.
and over and over and over. And this was years ago. Years ago. Now I'd say, hey, do you want to be a podcast guest? Right? You want to be certified, but yeah. So that is the first thing: is really, really be engaging, be succinct in your storytelling, talk in sound bites. You've already heard me say one.
Yeah, a few actually.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've said 1,000 because I don't even remember,
Right.
right? But say revenue stream, right? You want to be talking in sound bites as well. And then I think the biggest thing for me, and one of the reasons that I started this new program is you've got to have an affiliate link.
Mm.
You really do. You really need to have an affiliate link. And so often I get, well, I haven't set that up yet. And I just keep it on a little form. And, the host is giving you their audience.
Yes, they are. Yes.
They're giving you the audience so that you can, that would be like, let's just bring this down to forget the show, forget Zoom. If you came to my conference and I had 100,000 people in my conference and I just walked away and let you talk to everybody there and do whatever you want, and they would disperse, and then I'd come back in and they're all gone, and I'm like, well, did you sell anything? Did you get any? Well, yeah, I did. It was great. Really great.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was. And no tracking, no,
No reciprocation, no, law of reciprocity. I mean, that's what it's all about. And that's how I've created such a massive business. I mean, I'm podcasting because it's my business. It's not an yes and
hmm
for my
hmm
practice. I mean, my practice is business coaching, but it's not a yes and. It is its own stream.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Three, not
so
stream, four
being
actually.
engaging, right? Not having an affiliate link, I think that is definitely something people overlook, right?
Yeah.
Or even just even having a direction of who do they want to speak about. Speak
Yes,
about, who do they
succinct.
want to speak to?
Right.
I would ask this, Jen, if I had a whole list of, host of podcasts out here, you want to be a guest, what are you going to speak about? And
Yeah.
I will tell you, Jen, like they're just like, I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna. I don't know. Maybe my story. And so I'm loving that you're putting together, and I think this is the first of its kind, or at least the first in our
It is.
world,
It is.
certified podcast guest program that is going to help you to navigate through, right? All of these things that I think a lot of times we just overlook or don't even realize how much value there is in being a guest, in, somebody sharing their audience with you. So let's talk a little bit, why now? Why this program, Jen? You've got plenty on your plate. You don't need to do this, or you don't need to add another thing to your plate. Why are you so passionate about bringing this to the market?
Yeah. Well, because I'm passionate about helping business owners, right? I was in a hustle and I wanted the harmony. That's what I teach, right?
Mhm.
This is a hustle. I'm seeing it as a hustle. Get on a show, and then you get on the show, and then you hope and pray that your list grows or someone gets your free book or whatever. And you don't even have, if you don't have an affiliate link, right? Well, I'm hoping you have a nurturing campaign, right?
Something.
But if you
Have
have the
something in
nurturing
place.
yeah, but if you have a nurturing campaign for that book, we're using that as an example, then why in the heck don't you have an affiliate link, right? So I think that I'm just seeing a hustle without results, and that's the thing that we see a lot. And God love everybody, and you and I included, right? We both came from different businesses, hopped into this world, and we're saying, what's a funnel? What's an affiliate? Some people are asking what CRMs are. I was fortunate to know what they are, but what's a CRM,
Mm.
right? And all the vernacular that we're using. And so we have all this wonderful knowledge, all this great experience, right? All of these tools and resources that we could give to people to solve problems. But we're so wrapped up in all the minutia. I call it eating soup with a fork, right?
Okay, yes, right. Where all
All
this
day
stuff
long
is falling out. Yes.
all day long we're exhausted, we're not fulfilled, we're not full, our pockets aren't full, right? And so all day long we're doing this and we feel like we're an imposter because we know what we know. I mean, we know our stuff, we're an expert at it, but when we come into this world we're thinking, I don't know anything. I have missed out on everything, right? And then just add, oh, you should be a podcast guest, you should be a podcast host, you should be podcasting, and that just throws in more hustle
Hmm.
unless you're directed, taught, educated, guided by someone who's walked that path.
Yeah. Yeah. Which you have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the reach that her show has, the number of years that she's been at it. I mean, she doesn't just throw spaghetti on the wall and sees what sticks, right? She's proven the system time and time again, not only for herself, but interviewed hundreds of guests throughout the years. So now we have brand new launching from Lady Jen, right? Certified podcast guest program. We've got a beta that you're kicking off, or for the first, maybe it's not a beta, it's just the
It's
first
not a
round.
beta. Yeah, no, it's
It's
not a
not beta.
beta.
She's like, we're past beta. Let's talk about the program. Let's talk about the results they're going to see, and who are you looking for really to
Yeah.
really take advantage of this? Because this isn't just for somebody who wants to treat podcast guesting as a hobby, but really wants to turn it from FOMO to promo. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Perfect. I love that. I love that you're using that. I love it. Yeah, the thing is here, if you're the type of person that you're saying, I get that I should be doing the podcasting thing because someone told me I should, right? Because that was me. I have to do it because someone told me I should. But the point is, I don't see where the value is in it. I get exposure. If you're not watching and listening, I'm air quoting exposure. I get exposure, I get visibility, but does that pay the bills? So
Mhm.
I'm going to give you the skills that pay the bills.
Again, another, right? If you're catching on, right? She's walking the walk. She's dropping these really incredible nuggets for us. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to
Right.
interrupt, but it's so good.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's just how I talk now. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of how I talk. One day I may have to do a video just about talking about all these funky things, and then people seeing if people can dissect it. Um, but yeah, it's the skills that pay the bills. So if you're going to do anything, and this is why I say eating soup with a fork, don't do podcast guesting, don't do podcast hosting if all it's going to be is another thing that you do that doesn't get you results,
Mm.
that doesn't move the needle on your business.
I love this. I love this. Don't do it
So,
just because, right?
yeah,
Have a system, have a strategy. What do you think that being a certified podcast guest and having this certified podcast guest program is going to do to change the whole landscape of the podcast world, Jen?
no, I'm so excited. I mean, I can hardly contain myself. I'm just so excited about this. And I have a lisp. So believe me, certified podcast guest drives me crazy. Just saying it. And so we've already acronymed it to P, whatever it is, CPG, right? The CPG, because it's just easier for me to talk about. But oh my gosh, what was your okay? So I'm all excited about this. What was your question?
Like, how do you see that transforming, like the whole podcast industry? Because this is
Oh yeah, yeah,
disruptive.
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. I did the certification because as a host, it's now what you're seeing more hosts do, myself included, probably for the last year and a half, is doing a pre-interview to the interview.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. And it's so time consuming.
There you go. That's the issue. I was just on a pre-interview for an interview for an hour, and the podcast is going to be 30 minutes.
So, yeah, time-wise, scaling-wise, if it's taking you 90 minutes just for the call itself or the two calls,
You better make money.
that skill isn't paying the bills.
That's right. You better make money from that, right? So everybody's doing the pre-interview to get to the interview, but now, and I think that's fine. I really do. However, uh, I'm the kind of person, and you can tell from my personality, like I'll forget something. And by the way, we don't edit that on mine because it's real,
Yeah, right?
right?
Yeah, it
What was
is.
the question? I don't remember.
And I think that's a lot of why it's so popular and so valuable because it is real and it's in the moment and we're not looking for
Yeah.
perfect.
Right,
So it's
right.
it's
But
okay.
I think the pre-interview, like when I do a pre-interview, I'm looking for, and I'm probably going to be changing this here shortly, where I want to see a video
Mm,
of you in an
mm,
interview, right? I want to see some video or some shows that you've been on. So you got to start keeping track of that so you can share them
right.
and sharing it with, like maybe you talk about resilience and business and
Mm,
resilience in business. So you can go on two different podcasts, but you've got to have one for resilience and one for business. You can't be showing, hey, you're selling cookies over here, but I'm going to give you peanut butter,
no.
right? So you can't do that. But I think my personal opinion that and I'm going to continue to do pre-interviews. But if the pre-interview is to learn so much about me, then the curiosity is lost during the actual interview
Mm.
because you're best the first time, not the second.
You know what? I found, Jen, when I was doing broadcasting, was we would do pre-interviews for our radio show. And they would tell me these, like I'd learn these really awesome stories. I'm like, oh, great, we're gonna share that again. Make sure you bring that back. And so then I'm trying to lead them. Do you remember that story that you told me? And they're like, oh yeah, it was a good story. Like I could never get them to recreate it. So
It is not recreated in the same manner, right? With the same emotion and all that stuff. So when I'm doing my pre-interview isn't an interview. I'm just looking at how do you interact? How do you speak? Making sure as I'm interviewing you for that pre-interview, what does your background look like? Is this going to be the background? Is this not going to be the background? What is the deal?
it's
How do
really
you
like a
present
qualification,
yourself?
right? Qualifying them to see if they fit what you're looking for, more than
Yeah.
having to interview twice.
Yeah, I don't want to interview twice because I think so much is lost. So I do think a pre-interview is valuable and I will continue to do it. But I think my perspective is that the pre-interview process is getting a little out of hand.
Okay.
And
And
yeah,
this should streamline that process.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely streamline that. Yeah, so I'm totally excited about this because again, as a host, so the pre-interview process, okay. But as a host, if someone is certified, I know they've been vetted.
Mhm.
I know they've been trained. I know that I don't have to say, what do you mean you don't have an affiliate? Should I show you how to create an affiliate? Or do I just say, no, you can't be on the show? Or do I charge you to be on the show if you don't have an affiliate? If I see that you're certified, then I'm going to bring you on the show because I know you've been through the gamut of training, the before, the during, and the after, and that you're a person that when I get on as a host, that there's an opportunity for us both to make money
Yeah.
because you've
Yeah.
learned how to make money,
Right.
right? How to earn income from this revenue stream and not just be, and I sorry everybody, not just be air.
Mm. Mm.
Because that doesn't help. That's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of an audience time. Like, just don't be air.
I like it. Okay. Certified podcast guest program. It's going to be a huge benefit. If you know anybody who has a show and they're looking for quality guests, certified podcast guests, it's going to be a great connection to have them run through this program with Jen. I'm sure Jen has an incredible affiliate link, right? She's been
Yep,
talking about it.
absolutely.
Perfect for podcast hosts who want to attract more quality leads and guests so that everybody can profit from it. But also if you've been in that space where you've just been dabbling in being a podcast host, haven't figured out what your strategy is behind it, how to actually turn it into something that's profitable, worthwhile for both you and the guests. This is
Mhm.
an incredible fit as well. What should they expect? How do we get started? Where do we go from here, Jen?
Yeah. Well, again, the goal is to create a revenue stream from guesting.
Hmm,
And in the process, you'll get the visibility,
I like
right?
it. Mhm.
It's not get visibility and hope.
Create the
So,
revenue stream first.
yes. That's the whole goal here is to get that. So through that vetting. And let me ask you this. Have you ever had, I asked you this years ago, right? Or not years ago, but a couple of weeks ago. Have you ever had a really bad manager?
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes,
And you have to manage them.
yes, yes, yes. Right?
Right.
And you're like, why? They're getting paid. They've got the accolade. They've got the better
Why
office.
do I have to tell them? Yeah, you're kind of managing them. See, as a podcast guest, I'm not going to rely on that host
Mm,
to be the one to provide me with a revenue stream. I'm going to get it myself,
I get it.
whether they are great at what they do or not.
This is why she's also broken through all those glass ceilings, right? Right. She's going to get it herself. She's not waiting on somebody, relying on somebody. And I think a lot of times, even as a guest, you think, well, that host is going to come up with the topic. That host is going to send me leads. That host, we're putting a lot of pressure on that host to drive traffic back to you. But when you are a certified podcast guest, you'll know how to manage and how to lead throughout that entire process before you even get booked on the show, throughout the interview, and then after the interview as well. Jen, do we have a link that we're going to put in
Oh
the
yeah, totally have a link. I sent it to you the other day.
time?
So you'll have to,
I
I know
have
you
it.
were on, you're
Yep.
traveling,
Yeah.
but I'll get it to you. But yeah, so yeah, we definitely have a link for you to do it. So here's the exciting thing. The exciting thing is that we're launching this right now. This isn't wait. This is this week, right now. We are launching this. And the first 20 people that get into this program are getting a 65% discount.
Ooh. Okay. Wow.
65% discount. After that, it's going to go to the normal price. And by the way, it's worth way more than that. Okay. But after that's going to go to the normal price. So it's a 65% discount. And we're going to spend 2 days implementing here in Virginia, where I live, in beautiful Virginia, in August at a vineyard. So we're going to be learning at a vineyard and we're going to implement everything you need to be a certified podcast guest and to be the best guest. So we're going to provide you with affiliate links. We're going to help you create them if you don't have them. So don't worry. Don't even run out and do it now. Just wait. We'll do it for you. We're going to help you with your Zoom to make sure you have the right Zoom and you know all the little tricks within Zoom. We're going to help you with a landing page that becomes your media sheet. We're going to give you a one sheet. I talked to someone last week that wanted to be on my show and didn't even know what a one sheet was. So we're going to create your one sheet for you so that it's all done. It's
Mm.
all done. We're going to help you with your messaging. We're going to help you with your sound bites. We're going to help you with your story. We're going to help you with pre and post swipe copy that you'll be sending out. And we're going to teach you about networking and creating affiliate and JV partners and doing it with your host and all of the opportunities that are available there. It's not just one thing. Some people go, it's the one thing. I'm saying it's not.
It's
There's tons of
multiple.
opportunities. So I'm going to open up your awareness of what is already here for you to kill it and create another six-figure revenue stream or
I
more.
love it. I love this, right? And I think one of the things that why I'm so excited about introducing this offer is our clients, or no, our podcast hosts who come to us saying, I need a guest. This is so valuable to be able to feed them guests who have been certified,
Yeah.
right? So they've already gone through a certification program. And so for our Media Firestorm hosts who are like, I need guests, I'm like, we have certified podcast guests to introduce to you right now, and
Yeah.
just makes that process even easier. So lots of matchmaking going on here, lots of strategic benefits for business growth happening. Anything else we missed, Jen, that we want to make sure that we cover?
What else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about languaging patterns. I'm just telling you all the stuff that's in there. There's so much stuff.
How long
Um,
is the program? How long does it take to become certified?
okay, it's a 6 month program. Yep,
Because you
it's
talked about the 2 day implementation, but
yeah. Okay, so would it be okay if I just got you the results faster?
could you?
Somebody say fast.
Yes, in the chat.
Say
Fast.
fast money. Yeah. We're just going to get you the results faster. You know, one of the things, and none of my programs do this, by the way. A lot of coaches will say, I have a 12-month program, and somewhere at month 8, week 3, day 4, I'm going to give you the thing that you wanted, right? And you have to go through 3,000 phone calls and week after week stuff, right? And 3 years of this and whatever. I don't want to do all that. Let's come together. Let's implement. Let me provide you the tools and resources to implement on the spot, Johnny on the spot, right? So you just go out and be successful. And then I'm going to be supporting you for 6 months. Hey, I tried this. It didn't work. What can I say?
Mm, mm.
This, what should I do? Somebody looked at me cross eyed. And I freaked out. What should I do about that? Right. And sharing your interviews and letting me analyze them for you and give you, responses back and whatever. Oh, and here's the best part. You get to bring a friend free.
What?
You get to bring a friend free because I want you to learn
Wow.
together. You can bring your team members if you want your team members to work with my tech. So you can go drink wine at the vineyard.
I mean, didn't she have you at Vineyard, right? So podcast
Right. I know.
guest
I know.
certification and a vineyard and working specifically, privately with Jen. Like there's so many benefits in here, like little ancillaries in addition to the skill set that you're going to have. Skills that pay the bills. I love that one. I wrote that one down too. Like she had so many mic drops in here. Wasn't this a fun interview? Wasn't this a fun engagement with Jen? You're gonna see that's what you want to turn all of your podcast interviews into something that is fun, engaging for the audience, but has a lead, right? A call to action, something you're leading people out into so that everybody is profiting. She gave me an affiliate link. I'm going to share that with you. So again, this isn't just theory. This is
No,
her
no.
doing, like she's been doing it herself. She's been doing it for her clients. And now she's opening up a whole new certification program that is going to disrupt the entire podcast industry.
Oh, I hope so.
And you want to be on the leading edge of it. For the
Yeah.
first 20 people that use this link, you get a 65% discount, which, I always think it's funny when somebody says, oh, we'll give you a 5% discount. I'm like, that's not a discount. 65%. Like this is
Yeah.
going to the outlet mall. We have the outlets here in Florida and everybody comes here and they love
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
outlets.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is better than the outlet mall, right? 65% off. We'll post that, make sure that affiliate link is included in here.
Yeah.
This has been
Well,
really
and
fun.
and
And
you're not getting like I know the outlet mall is really good, but you're not getting a discounted anything. You're getting the full program, And the whole idea behind this is to start a movement. And
mm,
the only way to start a movement is to have a group that wants to be part of that movement.
yeah, right. What a
Not
great
just a
community.
few.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
group. So
Yeah.
join hands, lock arms, let's make a difference, let's make an impact. And say, I
Yeah.
remember when that started. I was part of that first community, that first
Right. And now it's just
group.
mainstream. Yeah, now it becomes
Yeah.
mainstream.
It does, absolutely does. All right, Jen, this was been fantastic. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, talking to our group, talking to your group, bringing this to the marketplace. So needed for such a time as this. I'm Angel Tuccy. Make sure you follow me at needaguest.com. Connect with Lady Jen. I'm going to put her link for this certified program in the comments. And yeah, I can't wait to see you get certified. Go have fun at that vineyard and let's make a tremendous impact in the podcasting world. Jen, thanks for
Thank
being
you,
here
Angel.
today. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being such a great interviewer because you highlight the thing that I want to share.
I love it.
Thank you.
You've been a great, great guest. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. We will do it again. Cheers, everybody.
Bye bye.